Well, I said I wasn't going to do this again, but here I am. I am doing it again, spending a bunch of money on something that is going to make me a little bit of money. Hey guys, welcome back to Woods Tree Farm. I'm Phil. In case this is your first time here, we've got a Christmas tree farm in Central Virginia, and we sell a little bit of firewood, and I am working quickly through selling all of my seasoned wood. I've got a couple crates here that are ready to be picked up. I've been selling pickup orders by the crate. I am maxed out on deliveries, and given that we are going to be opening the farm for the Christmas season here in a very short period of time from now, I have a limited amount of time to get deliveries done, and I have a pile of delivery orders already on the books, already paid for, so I've got to get those done before the Christmas season hits. So while I still have a decent amount of seasoned wood inventory, I did notice the big pile of wood that I have out in the field. You can barely see it in the distance out there. It over on the left-hand side of that pile, it is less seasoned. I tested a few pieces last week. We were in the 28% moisture reading. Not as dry as I would like, particularly for the recreational burners, for the fireplace folks and the fire pit folks. They want a nice flame to look at. That wood needs to be nice and dry, like this stuff is. I mean, you can take any of these pieces, hit them together, you know they're going to make a nice sound. In fact, there was a guy who came today and picked up a crate of wood, and he brought a moisture meter with him, and he tested several pieces that read between 11 and 15%. As we were loading wood into his truck, I picked up a really big piece of hickory, and it was heavier than everything else, and I said, here, test this one, and that one was at 20%. So all super dry stuff. But he was actually a heating wood customer, and he said he doesn't care if it's upwards of 30%. He'll throw it in the stove. So anyway, I think most of my customers, I know most of my customers, are recreational burners. They want drier wood, and I started to get concerned that I might be running out of my driest wood here well before the real cold weather sets in. So if you followed me last year, I got 2 tractor trailer loads of kiln-dried wood last year from 2 different suppliers. The second supplier made a way nicer product than the first supplier. So this year I went ahead and got another load of kiln-dried wood from that supplier. And when the truck was unloading, I managed to get pallets on the ground. So there were a bunch of this wood, as it was coming off of the truck, got placed on pallets, which is great. It's up off the ground. I ran into an issue last year, so this is a little bit of a learning experience. When we had the wood out there in the middle of the parking lot, the wood that was in ground contact, even though it was on gravel, still got kind of nasty. And some of it got sold for a discount. Some of it got mixed in with seasoned wood. And, you know, we just didn't make as much as we would off of probably a couple truckloads worth of wood that was in ground contact. So with 3 pallets on the ground that wood got pushed onto, basically that puts it right about where the tarp line is in that direction, which isn't that much wood, is in ground contact, and that's it. And with the orders that I have pending right now, I'm going to get a lot of that off of the ground here in the next 7 days or so. Lately I haven't been wearing gloves, but I've been moving so much wood, my hands are getting a little beat up. And now that it's getting colder, I think the high today is like 45, which is cold for us. I don't mind a pair of gloves right about now. What I'm gonna do next is move the truck, hook up the little utility trailer, and fill it up with kiln-dried wood. And I should be able to fulfill at least, I think, 5-6 orders I've got pending. I think I've got 4 half truckloads, 1/6 cord, 4x4 stack, same thing. And I'll be able to fit all of those and then some in the trailer. So that's about 3/4 of a cord in the trailer, 1/3 of a cord in the truck. And that'll get me through at least 5 orders I have pending. I think there's 14 outstanding and more could come in at any moment. So need to get chipping away at that. But fortunately, many of the orders that have come in have been smaller ones, half truckloads and some bundle orders. So I should be able to knock these out in the next couple days. And then we need to focus heavily on getting ready for the Christmas season out here. The parking lot needs some cleaning up. Some of the wood that's out here needs to get picked up. We're gonna bring some fresh gravel in. There's gonna be a bunch of stuff going on. I'm gonna load up a couple more crates just so that they're ready to go for whenever I need more crates. But I mentioned at the beginning, my goal is to get some of this wood that's in ground contact up off of the ground so that it stays neater and cleaner. And putting it in crates is one of the ways that I can do that. So last time I got in kiln-dried wood, I shared with you guys at the end of the season that I didn't know if I was going to do that again. And here I am. I went ahead and spent thousands of dollars on a bulk load of kiln-dried wood. And before, I didn't really think I made much profit on that load, especially when you factor in all my time with deliveries and everything. So this year I did raise all my prices on kiln-dried wood, and as soon as I published that I had it in stock, the orders were flowing in. I haven't heard any feedback at all on the prices, and I am going to fulfill all of my bundle orders with kiln-dried wood because it's a clean product, it's a consistent product, it makes really nice bundles. And I've also found that some of my bundle customers use the bundles as kind of a test to see if my wood's any good. And just the other week, for example, I don't know, 6 or 8 weeks ago, I had a customer order 12 bundles. And as soon as I published that I had more of this wood in stock, they bought a half cord of the kiln-dried product. So I think it's kind of the bundles are a good gateway product for repeat business as well. So time will tell whether getting another load of this kiln-dried wood is worth it or not. But I think by raising the prices, by offering a premium product, it'll help me grow the customer base long term. And since I did raise the prices, I know right off the bat the margins are a little bit better. I just need to quantify at the end of the season whether this was really worth all my time or not. I think it'll work out okay. Thanks for watching today, guys. I appreciate you spending a little bit of time. If you got any comments, you know where to leave them. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.